Okay, turn around in the driveway there.
In 2012, James Broach was facing the biggest battle of his life, a battle with a deadly brain cancer, glioblastoma. But in those darkest of moments, a seed was sown, the seed of the Broach Foundation.
I couldn't sleep for a couple weeks. I was just lying awake and really wanted to come up with something that could make a difference at MD Anderson or here in Houston or in Texas.
We just started talking about what can we do, how can we kind of give back to MD Anderson, how can we make a difference, how can we help other people who might, have the same problem.
Now, almost 6 years later, that tiny seed has grown. To date, the Broach Foundation has donated over $4 million to brain cancer research. The foundation supports biotherapy, immunotherapy, imaging studies, drug development, and other targeted therapies. Clinical trials are taking place across the country. Research partnerships have even spread overseas to Europe and Asia. What started as just a dream is now giving patients around the world something they desperately need: hope.
Is to help people learn to see.
Priscilla Hiley's story is typical of brain cancer. It hits the young in the prime of their life.
Well, I didn't realize I was ill. I was just tired. 3 kids, being a mom. I thought I was just worn out. And my husband looked at me and said, "You are acting so crazy."
She would miss words and acted really strange. I thought, honestly, that she was on drugs.
After an MRI, the family received devastating news, and their life was transformed forever. Priscilla had glioblastoma.
I stayed in the hospital for several days, and then when I got home, my life had just stopped.
Priscilla had one surgery in Fort Worth before coming under the care of Dr. Fred Lang, whose lab at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center is the main benefactor of the Broach Foundation.
I'm so happy to be here.
So that's your real hair?
After another surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation, she has been given something precious: time.
Well, we have good results once again.
I'm off any kind of medicine, and I feel so good. I do. And every time I come here, I'm nervous, but I'm happy as well. I want to get on all the lists to get all of the things they're doing because it's mind-blowing.
It's in this lab that much of the work is done. Dr. Juan Fueyo is working on next-generation viruses that encourage the immune system to eat the tumor, and a new trial is starting that combines Delta 24 with another drug that activates the immune system.
We have rapidly accelerated the pace of our knowledge because of the Broach Foundation.
Teams are also working on microscopic messengers which could tell a tumor to stop growing. And they have discovered a gene that could help with early diagnosis and targeted treatment.
Everything that we learn from how the tumor grows and how the tumor cells communicate, all of those things, they can reveal chinks in the armor.
The Broach Foundation also funds scholars like Dr. Zimen Liu, who is studying the metabolism of brain tumors.
We try to see whether, use our unique knowledge and ongoing research and kind of identify why the tumor cells, especially the brain tumor cells, grow so fast.
The challenge that we face every day with GBM treatment is tremendous. There hasn't been a big breakthrough in decades.
There have only been 4 FDA-approved drugs to treat brain cancer in the past 30 years, but that could be changing.
When you get the ball rolling, right, and people get excited and realize that there's some stability in the funding, people start thinking, what do we really need to do to solve the problem? Not what's the easy thing to do, but what's the actual solution?
Dr. Lang's team will start a new clinical trial this year. They will use stem cells to deliver a virus to tumors so that patients can avoid brain surgery, all funded by the Broach Foundation.
It's been amazing. So it's allowed his lab to pursue things that they otherwise wouldn't be able to pursue. I don't think James ever would have really expected that outcome, so it's been amazing to see.
Each donation, no matter how large or small, is making a difference.
Okay.
James Broach's 3 sons donate some of their own savings each year.
Now that is pretty incredible. I want to thank you. You'll be known as heroes someday. The Broach Foundation has allowed us to do incredibly high-risk, high-impact research that is really beginning to change practice for patients who are suffering from brain cancer. The novel technologies that have been enabled by this incredible support and this incredible family will make a difference.
It blows my mind that people are giving so much, because there are so many days that I thought I wouldn't be one of the people who would be benefiting from it because I might not live that long.
Cancer is probably one of the leading causes of death in the entire world, right? It's got to be the one thing that we've all got to be focused on to try to cure.
We're not there yet. Patients are still dying. So we have to keep working. We're not going to stop until we actually have a cure for this.